whole, just the way it is. And if you can get an old chicken, which you can't, but if you can, you should get what's called a stewing hen. They don't make them anymore. When you were a baby, that's what I used to get. And then you have to make the chicken soup the day before, because those old stewing hens have a lot of fat on them. And then these guys have stuff on the inside, which you take out and you put in, because it's good in the flavor. And then you don't have to do this, but the chickens have a little thing in here, like a little, what used to be their bladder or whatever. You take that out, and then the chicken's not greasy, or nasty tasting. It isn't nasty tasting anyway, but okay. And then you just take, you know, the liver and the pupik and everything. You put it in there, and then I'm going to show you so you can go do what you want. These are rutabagas. This is a turnip. So, and I put them in just the way they are. I mean, I take off maybe just the end. I don't peel them, because these are just going to come out of the soup later. And I make what Molly likes is my twice-based chicken, you know, in a casserole with these. But usually I don't have time. So this is what a rutabaga looks when you put it in. It's a little hairy shit and stuff, but it's fine. So you do take off the end if you want. It's going to come off in the water anyway, and it's going to be fine. It has nice flavor. So this is 2 rutabagas. It's this time of year they have them. This is a turnip. It looks like a rutabaga. It's the same price. Okay, these turnips. It's another rutabaga they happen to have. It was, you know, if you try to cut these guys up, just forget it. It's hard as rock, okay? So that's a rutabaga, just like this, okay? These are called parsnips. They're like carrots, but they're parsnips. And they're in the carrot family, and you just put them in whole like this, big end down. This is a leek. Leek has a very, you know, subtle taste, not like onions. You want to put this in the water too, but you want to make sure when you do, you take off the outer leaf and just make sure that there's no dirt in there from coming out of the ground. So this is a leek. Stick it in. This is another leek. My kitchen's very messy. It's usually not like this. So whoever sees this after I'm gone, remember I always do the dishes. I just didn't do them this morning. Because Max and I are finishing our screenplay. That'll time mark it for you. And we are off and running with the famous screenwriters. Okay, so this, just like this, put it in the pot. Celery. Top part of celery, like this stuff. This all goes into the twice bake at the end. Celery. Parsley. I put the parsley in about an hour into it, actually, because otherwise it gets chilly. And you want to try to use up as much shit as you can from the refrigerator. So you would want to have here, Max. This is for later.
Okay.
I chopped it up for you.
Thanks.
And what you want to do is, I have some old carrots here, good old carrots. Okay, so now you want to, these old carrots, you want to put them in. The little ones are fine. You can open this and put these carrots in. Not all of them, of course. And then you just put in the rest of the broth, set it on, put it up to boil, and put it down to simmer. And simmer till the chicken's tender, probably about 2.5, 3 hours.
So you bring it to a boil and then you immediately bring it back down to simmer.
Right. Simmer, but, you know, there you go. And that's it. And then just fill it up with the broth. Happens to be free range. As I said, there is no taste anymore to chicken itself.
Huh.
So then an hour into it, you put in the parsley.
An hour after boiling?
Yeah. No, an hour after it's been cooking. Because otherwise this stuff cooks too much and it gets grody.
Mm-hmm.
So this is fresh dill. You want to use that. Most people don't.
So once it's simmering, you wait an hour and then you throw in the parsley.
Yeah,
and the dill.
Right. And then you finish it. So in other words, it has another hour after that. Or like, you could do it for 2 hours, whenever it starts to smell good. And then I'll show you, so I can turn this on now.
Put it on high heat?
Yeah, you put it on, high. Just to get it to a boil. Now I'm going to show you. You need to, for the matzo balls, okay?
Okay.
And this is Grandma Maddie's matzo balls.
Great. Can you make them in 5 minutes?
Yeah. And they
It's great.
float to the table.
This whole thing is going to fit in one YouTube.
take a container like this, or even smaller actually. I like to use one of Mommy's bowls. I use this wonderful old-fashioned bowl. Okay, now the recipe is so easy. You take matzo meal. Don't use matzo ball mix. You don't need it. You need that MSG and all that other shit in there. Okay, now it's a half a cup per recipe. So because we like it so much, I do a cup of matzo meal. Okay. And here's you can use margarine, butter. I use the real stuff, chicken fat. Okay.
Schmaltz.
Schmaltz. And I don't know how much you put in. Maybe it needs to be a little softer. Maybe 2 tablespoons. That's it. So 2 tablespoons of this. Show you the consistency. I need to mic this a minute. And then just a little bit of water, and see, the water is what gives you. Okay. The water is what gives you the floaty stuff. So for this, you know, I never measure, but if you're doing this, you put in 2 tablespoons of chicken fat and 2 tablespoons of water, and because a little more, it's okay. Or you can use the broth. Yeah, use the broth. A little bit of the broth. Okay. And it should be liquidy because it hardens, it solidifies while the chicken soup is cooking. So don't worry about it. This will give it a little better flavor. There you go, just a little. Okay. And then you're going to do let me get the fork. Beat it up a little. Mash it down. Hopefully it will be softer here. You don't want to be too soft. You want to be softer. It's not quite soft enough. Get it from the bottom here. I'm going to work too hard here. Okay, a little more than that. And you can turn that off if you want.